All right, everybody. There you see not the teams, but the actual teams. You see Ari Lax and Craig Wesco, teammates. Dave Williams sitting between them. The way it works is the players sit in alternate seats. They draft 6 players, but normal draft fashion, passing the packs back and forth. So it's a little different.
It is very
than a regular draft. Tell people a little bit about what makes it different. Let's start looking through this 4th pack. I see an Alesha who smiles at death.
Yeah. And
I see an Ethereal Ambush. I see an Aven Surveyor.
Abs and Beastmaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I believe, in true Fate Reforged fashion, they would be a rare first pick for Ari Lax.
It's really hard to pass a rare in teams.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so the main differences are, as we're talking about with Marshall, that this is actually a zero-sum game. Everyone who is not on your team is your direct opponent. You are effectively going to play against them, even if you don't play against them yourself.
Right.
So it's in your best interest to torpedo their draft as much as you can, which is completely the opposite from a normal draft. So it's my incentive to put you in the same colors that I am, so they can guess the best cards in that color before you do.
And also worth noting, for Ari, that's going to put him into red-white.
Yeah.
Maybe red-blue, maybe all 3.
Maybe 5 color.
Yeah, but both Craig Wesco and Paul Rietzel have a strong preference for being in an aggressive red deck.
Yeah, and I believe that even though they could in Seal deck, those preferences could be, fulfilled. They could get this kind of deck. They can't really come to the draft with this mindset, because if they do, that would be devastating for them.
Yeah, Goblin Heel Cutter seems like the easy pick here for Ari Lax. He didn't even really look too hard at any of the cards. I think there's a Reach of Shadows. There's another Ethereal Ambush. He's passed 2 of those now.
All right, it's a good card to keep track of. Another point in team draft, it's very important to keep track of what you pass, not only because you can control what your opponents have, but also so you can tell your teammates when they play against them.
Right.
Yeah, so I think easy picky there. Goblin Heel Cutter, probably the best red common in this set. And this pack is not exciting for him. He has absolutely no red cards there.
There's a Reach of Shadows. There's a Windscarred Crag.
Yeah, and I believe his options are the land, the Windscarred Crag, or the Reach of Shadows.
Yeah, and he takes the Reach of Shadows. Again, even if he's not going to play it, if that's the best card in the pack.
Yeah, and Alicia is still pretty good in Mardu. And even if you do end up in black-red, it's not like she's bad.
Right.
Alicia
still
is always going to be a solid creature, yeah.
Is that another Heel Cutter?
It is. That's pretty exciting for Ari Lax. At this point he's got to be thinking, what am I passing? But he's not really passing anything super important.
He passed an Aven Surveyor, he's passed 2 Ethereal Ushers. There's a very good chance he's put Dave Williams into blue-green here.
Yeah.
Is that there's also a Warflare.
Yeah, there is a Warflare.
But Warflare not better than
Goblin Heel Cutter?
Goblin Heel Cutter?
I do not believe so. At least I believe if this was a normal draft with 8 people, Ari Lax would have instantly taken that Heel Cutter already. Now he's at least considering the implications of that for the people next to him. But besides that, you should just go for that anyway.
So Heel Cutter, when it attacks, target creature can't block. You can also dash it, so it comes down and has haste, and maybe you think that your blocks are going to be a one-way, and your plan changes.
It's just a surprise, 6 or 7 damage out of nowhere for only 3 mana. And you can do it again next turn.
Right.
It's like a very good spell with flashback.
Right.
Oh, sorry, buyback.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and it seems to me like the packs Ari Lax has been passing are just not good outside of the cards he's taking.
Yeah, they seem fine, like green cards, some blue cards.
Yeah, but there's nothing that we know, I'm going to pass this card and it will put the person on my left in this color, because none of the cards so far have been very exciting.
Right. You see him taking a Smoldering, a free.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just says, I'm going to stay on target. Lightning Shrieker, playable in draft?
Probably not. Just...
What if you have a Soul Flare?
Well, it is very good. No, it's not. It's just, yeah, I don't think you can play it. The fact that it goes back to your library is rarely relevant, and in the end, it's just a 5/5 haste that dies, so it's a worse Lava X.
So it looks like he's thinking about just, he's thinking about those 5 mana blue-green spells he's passed. Maybe he's like, I don't want to leave this Whisperer of the Wilds out here.
Yeah, it's also the best card in the pack by, I believe, a significant margin.
What else are you considering there?
Well, there's the land, which you can always consider. I'm not sure if there is the black 5/5 or not.
Oh, the Gurmag Angler?
Yeah. Was there in the pack? That card's pretty good.
There's a lot of ethereal ambushers. There's a Windscarred Crag.
So that's probably the same Ethereal Ambush that he saw before.
Oh, this might be this. Oh, this is the pack he opened.
I believe so, because in
it's a 16 draft,
you only get 6 bits before you get your pack back.
If someone wants to be green, there's
a lot of good green cards, and I believe the next pack.
He's thinking about the Inok Guide. Is he thinking about being red-green?
Yeah, he could be. Red-green is definitely a viable strategy.
Yeah.
And those hue quarters are pretty good if you have a lot of beefy creatures that you want to get through.
Yeah, it looks like he's making the move towards red-green.
All right.
Possibly Teamer. There's a Frontier Mastodon he's looking at.
Yeah, that's probably going to be his pick at this point. Frontier Mastodon, not a super exciting card, but a nice filler for your 3 slot is not very full already.
Yeah, there you go. Temporal Trespass, just going around the table.
Yeah, I believe
nobody wants an extra turn.
Yeah, they're afraid of Uging's Nexus. So
couldn't quite see what that card was.
Oh, it's the Bolster 3 card. Cash Defenses, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting that he took that over the Timur Rune Mark, which gives +2/+2 and potentially trample.
Well, I thought he did take the Timur Rune Mark.
I don't think so. I think he took Cash Defenses. All right, so yeah, Ari Lax seems to be in a pretty good position right now because his deck is pretty good, pretty cohesive, and he hasn't passed anything fantastic, which is exactly what you want to be. And there's not a very big chance that Dave Williams has a good red deck, because the nightmare scenario is that Dave Williams can now just cut him.
Right.
And then, well, even if that happens, you can just get those in cards next pack. But
you take the Vault Breaker here, right?
Is that a Vault Breaker? I think that's the dragon. No, the Vault
Breaker. Oh, you got the Lightning Shrieker again?
Yeah, Lightning Shrieker.
I saw that little pointy ear, and that looks a little bit something like that. He's taking the Krashok.
Yeah. So, even though he...
Oh, it is Lightning Shrieker.
Yeah, even though
So in case you're wondering how good Lightning Shrieker is, the red deck just saw it twice, passed it twice.
Yes, took a black card or whatever. Yeah, so even though he didn't necessarily succeed in, what I call feed cutting Dave Williams, he didn't push him in the same color as he did to cut him pack 3, that's not that big a deal. Because again, he didn't pass anything good.
Right. Took a Rune Mark there.
Yeah, which I believe, again, is better than Cash Defenses, which he already took, so.
The sweat, you're...
Yeah, it does not look very happy. I don't know why. I'd be happy.
And just, these cards have been through everybody's hands at this point. No one wants a renowned weaponsmith. None of the cards here are cards that are going to matter very much.
Yeah.
You're not going to see a really good card slip through the cracks to you late.
No, probably not.
The pack has to be pretty ridiculous. Although the Rune Mark came back to him.
They did, yeah. Those Rune Marks are not
They've surprised me this weekend.
Yeah, they can be good, especially in red, where you have so many bad 2-drops that you want to play.
All right, let's take a look at what we have here.
All right, so Jund it is.
Could be nice. I mean, without any non-basics to work with at this point, he probably wants to try very, very hard to stay two-color here.
Yeah, for sure.
So what are the cards you're looking for? You're going to be red, green, maybe with 2 rune marks. What are the cards you're going to look for in your next packs?
Oh, just, removal spells at this point. He doesn't seem to have many. He does have 2 heal cutters, but those aren't necessarily, great for him.
So you start thinking about Bring Lows, Arrow Storms.
Yeah, Arrow Storm definitely being the better of those 2, I think.
Sure.
I think red is notoriously bad in packs 2 and 3, and in cons I don't like red very much at all.
Sure.
But yeah, Arrow Storm is definitely a card he should be looking for.
Do you see him dashing into any valleys with this deck? With the heel cutter, with the heel cutters, they can be pretty good.
They can, yeah. No, I imagine so. I mean, he would prefer having other 2-drops,
right.
But if he can't get them, then he would definitely play Valley Dasher.
Right, turn 2, Valley Dasher, get in for 2. Turn 3, heel cutter.
Yeah.
Get in for 5.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot. Your opponent's at 13 already. Of course, you're a little bit locked into playing that heel cutter every turn at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's a great card for him.
Mardu Heart Piercer, right to the front. It's a creature and it's removal.
Yeah, that
plays into his strategy of wanting to attack.
Yeah, that card is excellent. It got a little bit worse because there are not as many morphs around.
Sure.
So you sometimes just don't have a target. But it's still a very good addition to any red deck, especially an aggressive one, as most red decks tend to be.
So it's just been downgraded to regular uncommon?
Yeah.
Yeah, no more mythic uncommon for the Mardu Heart.
It's just a rare uncommon. Yeah. And he would love to get the Arrow Storm back, but I highly doubt that's happening.
It's unlikely that someone's going to be able to go, oh, there's nothing for me here. I'm going to take the Arrow Storm.
Especially because that pack was not particularly good, so there's not much of a chance he sees it again, but yeah, he would love it.
Leaping Master, Alpine Grizzly.
Ooh, yeah, that's a pretty disappointing pick for him. I mean, you do want those 2-drops, but you don't want to be second picking them.
There's the Windswept Heath if the Naya plan comes together.
Yeah, and we have to wonder, did David Williams pick a red card there?
Wow.
Because David Williams knows that in all likelihood Ari Lax is red because he didn't see many red cards.
And you could also set yourself up so he could take some green-blue cards in that pack, that were the green and blue were pretty deep, and set himself up to be teamer.
Yeah, so he doesn't suffer as much when he doesn't get any red cards in pack 3, but he has, a lot of benefits when he can take cards away from Ari Lax.
Right.
Yeah, but that also runs into the problem that most of the good red cards are for heavy red decks. Like, you cannot play Arrow Storm as your splash. So,
oh, there's a Dragon Style Twins.
Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, my theory is gone. Yeah, Ari Lax would be very happy to pick that up.
Passing a dead drop.
Yeah, that's one to keep in mind and tell your teammates, look, he has a dead drop. And if you know anything about the person, you should probably tell your teammates before their match. Last time, we did our draft, and then Tom Martel was like, oh yeah, that guy you were playing against always drafts red-white. I forgot to tell you. They're like, I've already picked all my cards now.
Right.
You told me before, I would draft it completely differently. But,
Oh, Valley Dasher.
Oh, there's the Valerie Saddle Brood. That's very late. That card's super good and was in a lot of different decks. At this point, I'm not sure how committed he is to green. Because Reach of Shadows is arguably better than any green card he has, and he always has Alesha's ability.
He just took a Wally Loxodon.
Okay, so I think that means he's just ignoring black at this point.
Yes, he is. Maybe hoping that Valley Dasher comes back.
Yeah, okay.
But also hoping he doesn't have to play it.
Yeah, I think I would have taken the Settle Board here, unless I'm forgetting a green card that he has. It's just, Eye Knock Guide is not that exciting. A Manifest card, not that great. Whisper of the Wilds, not that good in a red deck either.
Right. You don't want to be playing that on turn 2 in this deck.
That card's really good in Timur and more heavy green decks, but it's not that good in red-green aggro.
Yeah, Ari does not look happy.
He does not, but
he never looks super happy.
Yeah.
Unless he's top decking, but he really just looks like, what did I do wrong? Am I screwing this up? And there's a lot of pressure in these events because if it was an individual event, you can go crazy with a deck and go, it didn't work. Wow.
Oh, that's a huge
Well, there's a
payout.
bring low and a Tusk Guard Captain.
Yeah, definitely a Tusk Guard Captain there. You know, once he's already committed to green, this card is much better than anything else in the pack.
But as you said, he didn't have any removal. And
wow,
like,
I would be shocked if he took bring low.
He's taking the bring low.
All right.
And it does a little more damage than the shock, Paulo. One more point.
Yeah, true.
So now you start to see maybe a counter draft here. Maybe you take that Obzon guide out.
Yeah, you could. The thing is that in this format, it's very possible that no one is Abzan. I mean, in team draft, there's, people hate draft more, so decks are worse, which means decks are slower, more colors. So someone is gonna play it, but yeah.
Take some more to War Shrieker there.
Yeah, just takes a card for himself. There's also the dynamics of, trying to pass a card through your opponent to your teammate.
Right.
If you think you know what they're playing, then, for example, if David Williams knows that Ari Lax is red something, he can maybe pass, a Sultai card through him, a very good Sultai card. He doesn't have to pay draft.
Right. Takes a Windstorm there.
Yeah, good sideboard card.
Yeah, good sideboard card, and also a good card that you might be protecting your teammates from.
Yeah, definitely good. And
so looking at Russia Battle, he's looking at Blinding Spray, he's got an Alpine Grizzly, there's a Sultai Scavenger.
Yeah, that's pretty late for
just drifting around the table.
Yeah, and Russia Battle is a pretty strong card. Another thing about Windstorm is that you know who you'll be playing against, so it's possible that you main deck. If your opponent goes, okay, the person I'm passing to is blue-green, and I passed 8 flyers, you can just main deck it.
Right.
So it's better than normal in team draft.
Stop looking at me.
Why are you so sad, Ari Lax?
So there you see the judges recording each pick.
Yeah.
And what they're doing is that's so that the players don't have to register their card pools. They can just go from here, sit down, and start building, and there's a record of every card they drafted. And that way there can be no appearance of impropriety, no worries about anything.
All right, yeah.
And so there we see a Bloodfell Caves. Maybe, do you think about maybe taking that, and then depending on if a couple things go right, he's got the Inoc guide, so you could run a swamp, maybe you splash or reach your shadows?
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely possible. And maybe Alicia, if everything goes, either right or wrong, depending on your perspective. And he didn't take the Dragon Scale Boom. He decided to take the mediocre 2-drop instead, Highland game.
Well, he really wants to develop a board and just get in there with those 2 heel cutters.
Yeah, he needs to make sure he has some board presence so that he can use those dash cards. Though Dragon Scale Bone, normally a very good card in those red-green aggressive decks because they want to attack anyway. Very good with Valley Dasher.
Valley Dasher did not come back around, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Who's to blame for that, Paul Rito or Craig Wesco?
Yes.
Yeah. Also, Ari has already cash defenses and I think 2 Teamer Widmers if he wants the kind of effect that, Dragon Scale Boom gives you. So I understand taking it to a drop there.
I don't think his deck looks too bad.
It does not, I don't think. It is a type of deck that I don't normally like, red-green aggressive, because that deck is so one-dimensional, and if you fall behind, it's very hard for you to win. But it's definitely a deck that can win. It is a powerful deck. Some people just will never be able to beat some of your draws. So yeah, I think with the material he was given, I don't think he's doing it too badly.
So by the way, Teamer Rune Mark on a Dragon Style Twins.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty sweet, right?
It is pretty sweet.
You get a 6/6 double striking
trample.
Trample the turn you play it,
Yeah.
Because you get a prowess bonus, you get the +2/+2 bonus.
Yeah, no, very very good. It's not hard to make Dragon Style Twins good, to be honest. Like basically any trick will do, but giving it trample on top of that, it's definitely very good.
Not sure if Ari is contemplating his next pack or passing a kidney stone. he looks like he is in agony here.
Yeah, maybe he's just very tired.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yesterday was a very long day. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Pack 3. Oh no, we're still in review.
Yeah, that's right. Start moving those up front.
I mean, also, you just like, you play like a Smoldering of Freed on turn 2, and you on turn 3.
Apparently we're in the bathroom break here.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Then turn 3, you team a Rune Mark, and you just bash for 4.
Yeah. No, that's definitely decent. If you're playing against blue with a lot of bounce spells, just side them out.
Right.
Or just don't play them. You will know.
And again, you know who your opponent is. You know where the colors have more or less ended up. You can sort of deduce it.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know specifically. And then you're like, he has 2 Avon Surveyors.
Yeah.
Right? Because they didn't get through Dave to Craig, so Dave has them. Et cetera, et cetera.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, in our draft last GP, I almost did not play Dead dropping my deck because I thought I was going to be bad against my opponent. In the end, I put it in, and it was the first card I started out. I was like, I should have just not played it in main deck. I knew what this guy was playing.
You didn't listen to yourself?
Yeah. So a huge review period. Yeah, also, whatever his opponent's playing is probably also going to influence his choice to play that Reach of Shadows or not. Because if his opponent's playing green, then that card's pretty good. But if he's playing, black-white tokens, it's just not that great.
Playing all my creatures are the same kind of, whatever 2-power attacking creatures.
Yeah. None of them are worth your 5 mana, basically.
Yeah.
If he was playing against himself, he would not want that card.
Right.
Because he has no creatures.
Right.
Well, if it does have Rune Marks and stuff, that would make it better. But,
You might side it in.
Yeah.
All right, we're waiting on Chris Fennell to come back from a bathroom break. Apparently his first 2 packs were excellent. All right, they count out the cards first, make sure the number's right.
Yeah.
15 cards in this case with Fate Reforged because the 15th card is a non-basic land. There are no basic lands in the packs. Normally the foils and basic lands are removed at these level events.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a Dune Blast? He's like, well, I cannot pass this.
Yeah, luckily for him, there are no good cards for him.
Yeah.
So he doesn't even feel bad. But, there is definitely a chance David Williams would be unable to play that card.
Yeah.
Because he already got a relatively late Absent Guide in pack 2. So, but, this is one of the spots, okay, I think this, but what if I'm wrong? Can you risk it? You probably cannot.
There's an Ankle Shanker, another card he does not want to pass.
Yeah, that is a lot more passable than Dune Blast, I think.
Sure. He's looking at the Bring Low, he's looking at the Awaken the Bear, also Debilitating.
He better take that Bring Low now. If you took that over Absent Taskguard, it's one of my favorite cards. That personally offended me. That card is one of my favorite cards.
He took Awaken the Bear here.
Wow. But he also did not want Dragonscale Boom. But now he wants Awaken the Bear. That's interesting.
Cheering Instigator, Arrow Storm.
Yeah, Arrow Storm is very good in his deck, but he has shown that he wants 2-drops, and for a good reason. That deck does not work if you don't have a 2-drop.
Right.
So he just has to take it. Would probably be happy to just take 2 drops for the rest of this pack. That's a very interesting strategy for Ari Lax here. His plan is just cheap creatures, pump spells, and effects that don't let the opponent block.
Right.
In that order.
Yeah.
I believe. He's just not interested in, expensive stuff, flashy stuff, just very down-to-earth, red-green beats.
Your basic Gruul.
Yeah, Gruul Smash, yeah. Borborygmas would be proud.
Long Shot Squad.
Yeah, that's not a card he really wants in his deck, but...
Maybe the Act of Treason?
Yeah, it's possible he should just take the land.
Yeah, and that's what he does.
Yeah, that will let him splash the Reach of Shadows, and
Right now he has 2 black sources.
Yeah.
And the guide, so...
Yeah. Ooh, Armament Corps there. This pack is not good for Ari Lax at all. we have to wonder, was the person passing to him, whoever is passing to him, I don't know if it's Matt Sperling or Paul Ritzel, they know they passed all those red cards back when. They know what Ari Lax is looking for.
But he takes the bring low, passes the arm core, and says, come on, one time.
Yeah. And that was a very fast pick for David.
I was just thinking that. It's like, wow, he picked that pretty quick.
Wow, and not much again. I mean, there's Trumpet Blast and Roar of Challenge, both of which play a similar role.
Hooting Mandrill's not as good in this deck.
Yeah, it's still pretty good, I think, because you're often going to trade a lot. It's going to cost 4 mana and most 5 mana. It's not the end of the world, but I think, yeah, it depends on how much he wants this type of effect, or he thinks his pump spells are going to be enough. He doesn't have that many small guys for Trumpet Blast right now, and he doesn't have that many big guys for Roar of Challenge. So he's at that weird point in which both the cards are kind of mediocre in his deck, but still chooses to go with the Roar of Challenge. Yeah, which is, I think, the better card, one of my favorite cards in the set too. Not necessarily on power level, but sometimes you can get very good plays with it.
Yeah.
And just kill 3 creatures on turn 5.
Right.
That's huge.
And sometimes you just get to kill your opponent in one.
Yeah. And so it's a weird combination of a very versatile but very specific card that does nothing.
So he's looking at Salt Road Patrol. Just takes the land at this point.
Yeah.
Like, if I don't have good mana, no one's having good mana.
Yeah. And wow, this is not going well for him. Decides it's lacking creatures, just takes a creature deck, Canyon Markers. Yeah. And things really took a turn for the worse. Yeah. And
well, Aerostorm
wow,
came
that's
back
pretty
around.
good. Yeah. And we have to wonder, is this Sperling's doing, or are the packs just not good for him?
Yeah, is there no... Yeah, Sperling, by the way, is the person passing to Ari Lax.
Yeah.
Are there no red drafters?
It's possible. I mean, red is the worst color in terms of Dark here.
So there's Long Shot Squad. But, the 2 Valley Dashers now have disappeared while lapping the table.
Yeah, and Valley Dasher is the kind of card that you will play in the same deck as Aerostorm. It's not because it costs 1 mana and 1 red and you're going to splash in your teamer deck.
So as Ari Lax winds down these last couple of packs, it sounds like we'll end up taking a 2-minute break, and then we're going to look at Paul Ritzel's draft.
All right.
So Paul Ritzel on the other team drafting at this table. Wow, look at that Hooting Mandrels.
Yeah, in Archer's Parapet, second to last.
So maybe not an Abzan drafter?
Yeah, but I mean, that card's still good in Sultai.
Right.
And even, green-black.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
like,
we're going to watch Paul Ritzel, who's in the opposite corner from Ari Lax. And
does that mean they're playing each other?
Yeah, I believe he's Ari Lax's opponent.
Right.